Hey folks, Justin Thayer, teamthayer.com. Team Thayer official here on YouTube. Let's jump right into it. Let's talk about writing offers on foreclosure, the best tips. Okay, I actually am doing this video for buyer's agents and other brokers for the most part, but it's always good when you're a buyer or anytime you're dealing with anything that's a big ticket sales item, even if you have proper representation, that you also do your homework and at least be able to ask questions when you're interviewing or in the process to understand, right, if you're being led in the right direction or not. So first and foremost, we're going to jump right into the tips or tactics that are going to be best suited to give you the best success when writing offers on REO listings, okay? Foreclosures. REO stands for real estate owned. It's an acronym that is kind of a catchphrase or a secret word that corporate note holders or banks or whatever you want to call them, note investors, will use to avoid the term, you're not going to call it a foreclosure company, right? It's real estate owned. Right? Real estate owned by the note holder or controlled by the note holder or note servicer. Okay, first and foremost is expect a seasoning period and just prepare for it. All right? It still confuses some brokers when I say the bank will not accept offers for or won't acknowledge or even look at your offer, or I don't even have a forum to submit your offer for 5 days or whatever it is, 3 to 5. I've had it do 8 days. I think I had one do 10 days. It's been a while. So, and realize when you're an REO broker or a foreclosure broker, right, and there are not too many of us in Lane County, let's say, for example, there may be 100 that have real REO experience out of the 850 realtors currently licensed in Lane County. And the reason it's kind of a small set of people is not only is it hard to get into and kind of figure out how to get your foot in the door, it's a hard process to deal with and do, right? If you want to be at the top level, you have to come out of your pocket a lot of money, right? You might have to remodel a house. You might have, right? If a window gets broken, it's your money fixing the window. They'll reimburse you, but you're running a real business. It's not for the inexperienced broker. So expect the seasoning period, all right? And prepare for it. So what you want to do is you don't want to, right, really you kind of want to, you can throw an offer in, whatever, but really you want to wait until the seasoning period is up, call the broker, and really try and grind them down on, hey, how many offers? That's the most important thing. To make a decision, you need to know how many offers and get any tips you can, right? It's much easier if you have a good relationship with that REO broker. You've done business in the past with investors that close, don't renegotiate at inspections, and close on time. Right? It's very important. So we're going to get right into number 2. Right? Have great relationships with the REO brokers. Right? If something doesn't go quite your way, or let's say they have a 10, 15 offer bidding war, getting upset because something, whatever reason you don't feel like you got the attention that you needed. Remember, sometimes you got 10, 15 people saying all of their clients are the best and hey, help get us right. It becomes confusing and construed. It becomes hard to keep up with who's who and what's what. Okay, and then getting upset and getting irritated and being nasty to that REO broker definitely is not going to help you in the future, right? So you want to have some compassion. It's a more difficult process, right? I've done both, right? A lot. I've done both a lot. I've done regular retail and I've worked for corporate in all forms and facets. I've worked for corporate owners or corporate note holders or servicers, right? So I've done everything from working with Blackstone Realty Group, the Wall Street guys, where we flipped all those houses a year and a half ago, on those foreclosures, where I advised actually one of Andrew Neary's advisors on the Oregon judicial process to just the note servicer, the cheap note servicer that charges me a referral fee and cuts me every chance they get. It can be a frustrating process. It can be a confusing process. There's a lot going on at times. We're doing weekly inspections, broker price opinions, which are much more difficult and detailed than the CMA you would do for a regular client. Jumping through hoops, if a window gets broken, a door gets broken into, you're the one who coming out of your pocket, getting the guy out there to replace that, and then having to do all the steps and processes to get reimbursed, on top of, trying to keep up with all the offers coming in. So make sure you have some compassion and you try and work with that buyer's agent. The REO listing broker. If something doesn't go your way, or there may be a miscommunication somewhere, do not say, "You screwed me, the heck with you," because that would be just, it goes against your business and the fiduciary responsibility you have to any future buyer who might want to buy, because already that standard is there that, hey, this person is difficult to work with. And what happens is you have to have trust. As a REO listing broker, I need to have trust that if I put an offer in, or I'm advising the asset manager on what offers I have and how I feel about certain buyers, whether they're closed or no close, whether they're going to try and renegotiate after an inspection or what have you, these weigh heavy, These weigh heavy. It's very important for the corporate note holders that you close, and you close on time. What they want me to do is get the money, the value, to close and close on time. If it's a house that's really economically priced and we have a bidding war on it, the bank wants it to close. They don't want to renegotiate. If you renegotiate at inspections, you're done. They're going to cut you, not always, if it's a very difficult property, but especially if there's a bidding war or competition, Remember, do not write an offer on a property with the intention of just securing it, then figuring out with an inspection addendum or an inspection that's contingency, and then planning on renegotiating after the sale. It's going to burn the bridge with the REO broker, because on every deal, especially with me, and the reason I've had some of the same corporate clients for a decade, and they use me religiously, and they refer me. I get referred because, I do a lot of things that I talk to them about every deal and kind of guide them. I don't just throw it out there and let caution to the wind, and that's just not how it works with corporate owned. We need to discuss, are these people going to close? Okay, is this the best offer really? This is finance, this is cash, but this seller or buyer is known to negotiate after inspections. They want a lot of inspections, they want to wear an inspection timeline. It's a very cheap house. One has inspections, the other guy's done his inspections up front. Even though there's a price difference, it's not always about price. It's about the ability, and the want to close, showing that you'll close, Especially on cheap properties, they're turning these notes, There's service that, like a lot of these servicers, especially, they're servicing the notes for another corporate owner, which could be Bank of America or Chase, which pretty much what mostly happens now. You don't see a lot of direct REO management. There are companies that are middlemen that service the notes, sometimes even own the notes or own note pools. All right, now we're going to get into something that seems to be the most confusing point on REOs, and it's super important to listen closely to this. In a multiple offer situation, the lender or the servicer, the person who is, acting as owner of fact, is going to go ahead and if they're smart, they're going to go ahead and let offers keep coming in, right, until they feel, or I usually discuss with them, I don't think any more offers are going to come in. Let's go ahead and look for the highest and best period. What a highest and best is, anytime there is more than one offer, all offers or both offers are going to get countered, right? They're going to get countered. It might take days before they feel like the offers are stopping coming in. I've had it happen 7 days where offers just kept coming in, and then we'll stop. Everybody gets countered. Okay, you have 24 or 48 or whatever, a certain time period for everybody to bring their highest and best offer. So it's saying, hey, listen everybody, there are other offers, there are multiple offers. We're giving you one more chance, 24, 48, 52 hour time period to talk to your clients, go look at the house again, make sure you know what you want to do, and bring your highest and best offer. So know what you're doing with your financing and where it fits, right? Also, it's good to have, once again, this goes back to having trust with your REO broker, having your REO broker trust you. There are certain brokers in town that if they say, Justin, I'll get it done, I know they will, right? And they've proven it to me time and time again. So their offers have more value, right? Because on these properties that are in dilapidated and horrible condition, my job is to eliminate tying up escrows on $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 properties to a note servicer whose job is to move these notes along. Do not put an escalator clause in an offer to a corporate owner. They do not get you anywhere except an immediate, right? It's especially in a situation where it's a multi-offer situation, because it just doesn't make sense, right? They've given you a highest and best period. Use a proper amount of earnest money, right? Put your money at risk if you're sure you want the house. Try not to be sneaky and sneak little things, little contingencies in, right? If it does work and you get out on a contingency when the asset manager and the broker have discussed it and decided that, okay, this is the best offer, and then they have to go and do all the work that it takes, and this is much more than just putting it on the MLS like you do with the regular client. There's a lot of things that go into it, and it really puts a bad vibration or a bad residue in the mouth of both the REO broker and the asset manager. And they will remember. I've had asset managers say, oh, yeah, I've seen him from another broker before you came along, and no, right? This is what it is, right? The fiduciary responsibility is to do the job that needs done, right? That's what they need you to do. The fiduciary responsibility goes for who you have the agency for, and in that case, as an REO broker, that is my corporate client or the asset manager. The asset manager, first and foremost, making sure his job goes smooth, things are going in line with him, and we're going by the standards and guidelines that best suit his job to getting these notes turned at the value. That's the business. That's the nature of this game. Right? I'm giving it to you exactly how it is, exactly the emotions I feel, exactly what's going on, and it should be taken into account if you want to be successful. I'm giving everybody the tools to be successful, right? There are REO brokers in Lane County that a lot of people don't like. Hopefully I'm not one of them, probably am a little bit, but they don't know what the amount of intensity that goes into it, the amount of phone calls, the amount of gosh, I don't even know how to explain it. Tire kickers or dreamers. Man, just the word bank foreclosure and a cheap price on a house just buyer's fantasy like I've never seen. That's it. Hey, like this video. Don't dislike it, because you're getting real good information here and you're getting insight, right, from a really experienced REO broker, right, who's worked from everywhere from Wall Street to direct, right, to half the loan servicers that are now debunked after the market crash was over, right? So a lot of great information. I'm kind of coming from the mindset of a lot of the REO brokers here in Lane County and all over the world. I've worked with asset managers all over. I've interviewed them. I take a lot of time to make relationships with my asset managers. Unless you've really delved in and done hard time and work at a high level with REO listings, right? You don't know what goes into it, the workload. The payoff is huge. The payoff is great at times. However, right, with reward comes risk. We risk our money, and with payoff comes a lot of hard work. See you next time. Team Thayer Official, teamthayer.com. Subscribe to my channel. Comment on the lines below, please. Thumbs up this video, because this is good stuff. Not allowing you to thumbs down it. If you do, you're a hater. See you next time. Fight was a Midtown Throwdown. Was that 7?
Midtown Throwdown 7.
Midtown Throwdown 7. Yeah. Right? I know Cord from Facebook, basically, because, you know, everybody kind of who's in the community fighting wrestling right now, they all kind of match up on Facebook, all friend each other. And so, but the first time I really caught my eye is he goes in 16 seconds, knocks the guy out, right? And then does a backflip off the cage. AKA Charles Bennett, Crazy Horse, right? And I was just like, and then I heard he didn't train for the fight except in his yard, and I was just like, man, that's it. Cord Floyd, I'm down with that guy no matter what, right? Go meet him yesterday. Fine, he's got this little ass tire. I'm like, what's going on with that little tire? Like, somebody stole his tire, like that he trains with, you know. So we're on our way to Big B Tires, right, where I get all my tires. And yesterday I was telling them about Cord and his tire situation, and they said if I came back today, brought Country Hood, the champ,
Right, Country Hood right here,
Cord Floyd, that they would give me some good tires. So let's take a look. We'll see what happens.